All right, what's good, y'all? What's good? What's good? We're live back on Tuesday for another live stream. My name is Anderson Emerald. Final leg live stream here today. Either good afternoon, good evening, or good morning, depending on where in the world you're actually located. But yeah, we're gonna be diving in and talking about a couple different things because there's a lot of different. There's a lot of a couple different meets that are actually going down between starting tomorrow all the way through pretty much Sunday-ish. If you were on the last live stream, recapping the Polish Diamond League, we were kind of talking about how I was actually saying that there's like one last chance for, folks to be able to qualify for Ultimate Champs being the Zurich Diamond League. But I didn't realize how many meets are actually left on this on the calendar before we get to Ultimate Championships. So we're gonna, just talk about some of those highlights in some of the different fields. Of course, we'll talk about Zurich. We're gonna see another matchup between Julien, Melissa, and Sha'Carri, and then also a few other athletes in that 100-meter field. Letsile Tebogo at one of these meets, he's going to be running the 400, which is the first time that he'll be running a 400 kind of like quote unquote at the peak of his season, right? Like he's always run these early season 400s, but he's never run it like late into his season. But we'll kind of like talk about that because I guess it's a question on if he's actually going to, run all out. I see like exactly as you said, I don't think Tebogo is going to go all out. He's probably going to jog knowing how he operates. We'll talk about that because I wouldn't be surprised. 1 second. My bad. I just need to close the window. But yeah, we'll talk about Letsile. And then there's a couple different other meets, like actually some high quality meets that are going to be going down, throughout the rest of the week. So we gonna talk about it. Yeah. I mean, Jeremiah Zoo is going somewhere. There's a whole bunch of meets. I was surprised at how many meets are still on the calendar. Ahead of World Ultimate Championships next week, or I'm sorry, in 2 weeks or whatever it is. So yeah. Oh yeah. Yes, that's another thing on the docket. So today, what we're going to dive into is we're going to talk about, obviously we'll talk about the Zurich Diamond League. That'll come, a little bit afterwards. We'll talk about there's 4 different meets that I do want to talk about. One in Poland, Bellinzona, you have Berlin, and then Brescia, or I'm not sure, but it's in Italy. So at that Italian meet, we're going to see, Letsile Tebogo, he'll be running the 400 and a couple other athletes there as well. And then we'll probably end off with the World Ultimate Champion. The World Ultimate Championship invitations. Because yes, they sent out the exceptional invitations to Jakob Ingebrigtsen, to Josh Kerr, as well as Gianmarco Tamberi in the high jump. Josh Kerr and Jakob are in the 15. All the other invites were for athletes in the from Hungary, from the host nation. So, that is what it is. But we'll talk about, we'll talk about that. And yes, the change of the rules. We'll talk about it. So, all right. All right. Oh, about Sharika, any news on her injury? No idea. I assume her season is just done. I would assume her season is done. I'm saying, what do you say? Oh, and someone was asking, do you think Georgia Hunter-Bell can spoil the apartment or the party in the 800 in Zurich? Might be the Britain to watch out since Keely has pulled out. Yeah, I mean, maybe. I don't know. I obviously Georgia. The thing is, like, this is the first time Georgia is racing all of them this year. So I don't know. It'd be interesting to see spoil the party, maybe. But like, if anyone is gonna, I don't think she's gonna spoil the party. But we'll also talk about that a little bit as well. Here. So I'm just gonna start off with the schedule. So let me just make sure I can note this down. Okay. So for 2026 so far, as I said in my last live stream, I was like, yo, there's only Zurich left before, qualification for World Ultimate ends. But that is not true. There's a whole bunch of meets that are left on the calendar for athletes to go to get qualification spots to the World Ultimate Championships. And just for context, the World Ultimate Championships, the qualification window actually ends on, I think it's Monday, if I'm correct. Let me just pull this up. Oh, man, did they take it off? Oh, they took it off. I don't know. But yes, the qualification window ends in, I think, Monday next week or something along those lines. So athletes have until then to actually get any qualifying meets. And so if we go all the way down to the current, and I'll zoom in a little bit here, but if we go all the way down to the current time frame, today is August 25th. Starting August 26th, there's actually going to be a whole bunch of relatively high quality meets all the way until August 30th. And we're going to, talk about some of these meets and see which athletes are actually competing, and, their ratings, because these athletes can actually get some of their rankings up. So first off, tomorrow, actually, there's a meet in Poland that's going down. This is a bronze level meeting, Continental Tour. We'll talk about this because you'll see athletes like, I think Sam Blaskowski is going to be there. Natalia Bukowiecka. There's some other athletes. I think Ajayi might be here. I think Ajayi, something like that. But there's going to be a couple athletes here. Maybe I could be wrong. But that's tomorrow. Then we'll have the Zurich Diamond League on, it won't come up here, but Zurich Diamond League, that's going to be on the 27th. So that's going to be coming up. And then on August 30th, we're going to see a whole bunch of meets that are actually pretty high quality. Number one, we're going to see Bellinzona. So this is going to be a pretty big meet. Ajayi is competing here, and a few bunch of other athletes as well. So I'll talk about that in a second. You're going to see the Grand Prix in Brescia. I'm not sure about the pronunciation, but it's in Italy. This is going to be a pretty big meet. You're going to see Letsile Tebogo. He'll be competing here in the 400. This is a pretty big meet. I'll say that. Amy Hunt is going to be here, all that stuff. And then we have the ISTAF Berlin, which is one of the older, more prestigious meets, but it's been kind of relegated down to a silver level meeting. But this is going to have some high quality athletes as well. So these three meets are silver level meetings. And then also this meeting in Poland is a bronze level meeting. And then there's one other meet in Poland here on August 30th. Not too many athletes are going to be here. I think Natalia Bukowiecka is going to be here, but I couldn't find the start list. Maybe, as we go through, I can search it out. But all of the others, I was able to get the athletes who are running there. So we'll talk about it. But all of this is to say, because there are still a few meets left, and I think Jeremiah Zhu is the at least perfect example. So Road to World Ultimates. So with someone like Jeremiah Zhu, oh, there it goes. I don't know why it didn't come up. So yes, qualifying ends on September 1st next week on Tuesday. So with Jeremiah Zhu in the men's 100 meters, this hasn't been updated since, let's check. No, so it has not been updated yet since the Poland Diamond League, right? Where we saw the men's 100 go off. It gets updated every Wednesday, if I'm correct. Christian Coleman, because of his third place finish in Poland at the Diamond League, he's going to jump up this list. And then you're going to have a few athletes like Rona Longa. I'm not sure of his status. He may jump up. He may jump down. He ran out in Dominican Republic. Akeem Blake might actually fall off. But Jeremiah Zhu, he's also going to be out of the rankings as he is now. But he is going to a few of these different meets to qualify, to try and get his points up. So he's going to be in Zurich. No, not in Zurich. My bad. They don't have 100 there. He's going to be somewhere else, and he's going to be in Berlin. So we're going to see what's up with that. So, and yeah, there's maybe a few athletes like, Marcel Jacobs. Though Marcel Jacobs, I did just see, let me pull up. Marcel Jacobs, let's see. He did just post something on his Instagram. Yeah. He just posted this. Hold up. He just posted this on his Instagram saying that his season is not over. And he said, still working. The season is not over. See you very soon. And he's, just some stuff of him out. And then he's like, I don't know how recent this is, but he's running. And, shout out to Marcel Jacobs and in the pool. So I don't know. Maybe clearly if he's saying season is not over, see you very soon, that means that at least he's trying to make a run for clearly World Ultimate Champs, right? And again, this is Marcel Jacobs. If this is him right now, obviously who knows what form, right? We don't know if he's in 9.9 or 9.8 form considering his injury. Maybe it was just I don't know, but that's at least a note. So all of that is to say, someone like Jeremiah Zhu, he's on the edge. Akeem Blake, he's on the edge, and all of that. So that's going to be at least a first stop for a few athletes as we lead into World Ultimate Champs to try and get those final qualifying spots. So that'll be step one. So I'm just going to go through and talk about some of these different meets that are going down at some of these meets that are going down over the next few days, and then we'll lead into Letsile running the 400, and then also the Zurich Diamond League. So we'll just talk about some of these different meets. I'm going to pull up, and I'm just going to go in order. We won't spend too much time on them, but just to highlight some of the athletes who are competing at these meets. So first up, we do have this meet in Poland, which is going to be going down on this is going to be tomorrow, actually. So literally tomorrow. Let me see if I could translate this. This is going to be going down tomorrow. So so we'll see. We'll make this work. So in the men's 400, you have a few semi-notable athletes, right? You got let's see. So Alex Haydock Wilson, a couple different guys like that are at least semi-notable for the most part. I know that in the men's 100, we will see, this is the women's 100. So we'll see like Celera Barnes for United States, Imani Lansiquat, Tamari Davis is going to be in this 100-meter field. Naisha Berger is going to be in the field. So, decent fields. Oh, yes, Julien Alfred might. I think she's going to be at the Brussels Diamond League final. It seems like she might be. So we'll come to that in a second, actually, when we talk about Zurich. Men's 100 meters at this Poland meet, we'll see Jerome Blake. Jerome Blake is another one who also is kind of like, I can't do that. Let me see. Jerome Blake is another one who's also on the outside looking in when it comes to the world rankings. He's like barely outside the, he's barely outside the rankings. He's ranked 20th. So he's trying to like get some points to move up. You know what I'm saying? Sam Blaskowski is going to be here. Travis Williams, he ran 996 earlier this year. So this is a men's 100 in Poland. Decent field. Again, this is happening tomorrow. Men's 100-meter hurdles. Women's 100-meter hurdles. Gabby Cunningham, shout out to her. Olympic finalist from 2020. Demisha Roswell from Jamaica. And yeah, decent field across the board. Again, just highlighting some of the athletes who are competing there. For Julien Alfred, the Brussels Diamond League final will be enough. She has 4 races. She just needs 4 more. Okay, nothing too crazy in the men's 200. Nobody really notable. Women's 200, I think it's a similar situation. Oh, well, actually, Sawi Nasser is going to be in this 200 in Poland tomorrow. So Sawi Nasser is kind of like on her run back, after injury. She just ran 49 seconds, 49.5, if I'm correct, or 49, something like that, at the Poland Diamond League a few days ago to 49.5, right behind Nikisha Price and Marlita Paulino. So Nasser is looking to get her way back towards, breaking up she of course wants to be a top finisher at the World Ultimate Championships. She had all those injuries throughout the year. She sat out. She only ran I think before this weekend, the Chinese Diamond League was back in May. So seems like she's healthy. She ran 49 seconds and now she's trying to get some speed. It's probably that she's trying to get some speed in this 200. That's what I figure. Because if you haven't been racing at all, and now you're dealing with Paulino, who's consistently dropping 48s, you got to get your speed back. All right. So we'll see Nasser in this women's 200-meter field. Shout out to the high jump. I don't think anyone truly notable is in this high jump. There isn't anyone truly notable in this high jump field. Men's 200. I looked at that. Nothing too crazy. And this was a similar situation. Another women's 200. My bad. Jaden Mays is in here. Audrey LeDuc is in here. Decent field in this women's 200 for the most part. Again, I'm just running through some of these fields because I just want to talk about some of the other athletes and meets that we do have. Men's 200, Justice Oratile from Botswana. You have Brandon Hicklin, Udodi Onwuzurike. He is actually on the outside looking in. Actually, all these guys, but Udodi is really close to getting into the World Ultimate Championships in the 200, if I'm correct. He's actually he actually is literally on the edge. So Udodi going to a meet like this is actually he's trying to get points. He's trying to get rankings. Again, this Poland meet tomorrow is only a bronze level meeting, but there's more meets coming up that we'll quickly highlight. And then men's 400 meters, I think this got broken up because, you have Genova McIver. And then, decent field. again, my bad. As you're jumping in, I'm just going over a few different meets that are coming down the pipeline over the next few days. We're going to talk about the Zurich Diamond League, as well as Letsile run the 400, as well as World Ultimate Champs very shortly. But there's just a Poland Diamond League that's happening tomorrow. Okay, this is the men's 400A heat where you have Emmanuel Bamadelli. Emmanuel Bamadelli is the main guy. You have Mortona, who's in the 400 as well, who's run 44.6. So, decent field. Not too mad at this field for the most part. All right, and last one. Let me just take a look. Alexis Holmes in the women's 400. You have Paris Peoples in the 400. And yeah, pretty much. So not too bad. This is the Poland meet that's tomorrow. We'll talk about Letsile in a few. I'm just highlighting a few different events here. I think. Oh yes, in the men's 100 here. So. Oh, no, it's my bad. That's the qualifying round. So, yeah. Okay, yes, this is what I was looking for. So, in the men's Poland 100 meters, you have Eugene Dadze, right? You have Max Thomas. He's out there in Poland. Also in the other heat, if I'm correct, you have Abdul Rashid Saminu. You have Sean Masongani. You have Kadrian Goldson. You have Brandon Hicklin. And then also in the last, or the other heat, you have Jerome Blake, like I said, Sam Blaskowski, and Travis Williams. So this men's 100 is actually going to be pretty high quality, and we'll see a whole bunch of guys, in the mix. So we'll see what's up. But let's see what's up. Yes, I'm not sure about the streaming. This Poland meet probably won't be on World Athletics. I'll say this. I don't think any of these meets that I'm going to talk about are going to be on World Athletics because none of them are gold level meetings. From my understanding, World Athletics only streams gold level meetings on their YouTube channel. Everything else, maybe they do it on like their inside, or I don't know what the name of it is, but like when you go to the World Athletics website, but I don't know, but yeah, I doubt it's going to be on YouTube. Good question. Where has Sean Masongani been? I have no idea. I don't know the last time that we've seen him. It's been a while, and obviously he's only run 10.2 this year, so is what it is. But all right, so that's the Poland meeting that's going down tomorrow. Over to Sunday, we have Bellinzona, which actually is going to be kind of crazy. Bellinzona has a stacked field. Hold up, I'm gonna bring up the start list in a second, or the entries. Bellinzona is like really stacked. So tons and tons of athletes. Let me see. I think they do have do they have an English thing? Yes. Okay, this is in English. Got him. All right, dope. So Bellinzona. So let's just look at the sprints here. So, and my bad, I'm teetering with looking at some comments, dipping back, but this is Bellinzona. So this is going down on the 30th. You're going to see Kaisola Ajayi from Nigeria. So we just saw him get 4th place in Poland yesterday. On Sunday. Now a full week later, on the weekend, he's going to be running the 100 once again. So he's targeting World Ultimate Championships. Ajayi, he's going to be in this 100. Obviously, he's run 9.84 this year. He's going to be going up against Ramel Glaive, right? Ramel Glaive is safely in the World Athletics ranking. We're going to see Emmanuel Esime. We're going to see Fernando Manyala. Andre de Grasse is in this field. Andre de Grasse is in the field. Akani Simbine, Ronnie Baker, who's also on the outside looking in when it comes to points. And Akeem Blake, who also needs some points. Now, what's interesting is that, these links, well, my bad. If you're watching after the fact, I'll put these links in the description for sure. My bad about that. But this Akeem Blake, he's on the edge. Ronnie Baker, he's on the edge in terms of qualifying. Akani Simbine, Andre de Grasse, Fernando Manyala, Emmanuel Esime, Ramel Glaive, and Ajayi, they're all qualified for World Ultimate Champs. This meet is a silver level meeting. So this actually is worth more points than, this Poland meeting I was just talking about that's going down tomorrow. So that's why a lot of these guys are going to Bellinzona, which is going to be good. So we'll see what's up. Watch Athletics actually might have it because that's actually where I got them. You can also go to like World Athletics challenge meetings or Continental Tour meetings. And I also get them from they put the links to everything in here as well. But yeah, Watch Athletics might actually have it. So yeah, that's going to be pretty interesting. We'll have a few other, they have another post with some of the other athletes. So They're gonna have the pole vault. Let me just go to these here, if I'm correct. Yes. So in the women's 100, we're gonna see Tamari Davis. She's gonna be in the field, which would be pretty good. Sade McCreath, Zoe Hobbs, Audrey Leduc, Lavanya Williams, Zainab Doso. I think Lavanya Williams is kind of like on the cusp of getting into the World Ultimate Championships. So I'm unsure. I'm just gonna cross check because some of the women are actually like on the cusp. But Lavanya Williams. Oh no, Lavanya actually might be. Wow. Hold up. My bad. Lavanya. Oh no, okay. Lavanya Williams is in there, but she's like on the edge, right? And then you have like Audrey Leduc is there, Sade McCreath. So a couple of these athletes are like, they're on the edge. But Zainab Doso, she's set, she's good. Mujinga Kambunji is going to be. Oh no, this is a 4x1 by Switzerland. So shout out to Bellinzona though, just in the sprints here. And I know that they do have a few other events. Shout out to the hurdles as well. And yes, I saw someone asking, did the grass get dropped by Puma or did he leave them? I thought it was really strange. He didn't have the Puma kit in Silesia. He actually hasn't been with Puma for this entire year. From my understanding, like since last year. I think he was on, yes, he's no longer with Puma. If you remember back in 2000 and Andre DeGrasse signs like, I forget what it was, but 10 million deal with Puma. It was something like that. But this was all the way back in 2015. And Andre DeGrasse actually, he signed a pro deal with Puma. And this was in December 2015. What I suspect is that he probably had a 10-year deal with Puma. And I don't know if this is like official, but this was the reports that came out back in 2015. I suspect Andre just had a 10-year deal with Puma and he signed with Puma and now the 10 years was up, right? 2025. And he just didn't re-sign. They didn't re-sign. I don't know. But yeah, he's no longer with Puma. But he's been wearing Nike spikes since his first meet outdoors, like literally since May or April or whatever. Like, I don't know if it's like surprising, but he has like Oakley and stuff like that. So yeah, but shout out to Andre DeGrasse. He's been cooking this year. I saw someone else said that. But also finally in Bellinzona, we're going to see Jacoby Tharp in the 110 hurdles. We'll see Jamar Marshall. You'll see Abe. Women's 100-meter hurdles, Nadine Visser, Ditaja Kambunji, Grace Stark, Megan Simmons, Renaya Jones, Muzala Samkonga in the 400, along with Sakiti Nene, Christopher Miles Williams. Y'all have Molnar, who just missed out on medal at the European champs. So yeah, this will actually be a pretty good field and pretty good meet across the board for Bellinzona. Let me just cross-check because I know that some of these things. Yeah, no worries about Andre. I mean, it's hard to keep track. Women's pole vault, Moser, Sandy Morris, Hannah Mall. You're going to see Alekna, who just went crazy in Poland. And yeah, so that's Bellinzona. But the last meet that I did want to take a look at before we get to Letsile is just Berlin. And so Berlin is going to be going down also on Sunday. So this will be a pretty good meet. My bad. Let me just close these out. But Berlin, this is going down on Sunday or whatever it is, August 30th, 31st. Yeah, on Sunday. So let's see if I could zoom in. Oh no, this doesn't work properly. All right, let me do this. We'll just work like this. Hopefully we can work with this. All right. So men's 100 meters, this is going to be in Berlin on Sunday. So Akeem Blake, he's going to be back here. So after he runs, I think tomorrow, whatever it is, he's going to be back on the weekend running in Berlin. Owen Ansah, who's still dealing with, the controversy, the potential ban or still being litigated. Udodi Onwuzurike, like I said, he's trying to get a spot to World Ultimate Champs. And you have a few other guys. Sean Masungani, like we just said, he's going to be back in the mix. So shout out to the men's 100. We have the mile that's going to be going down. And again, if you're just jumping in, I'm just rolling through some of these early meets, these smaller meets that are coming through. And we'll talk about them before we get to Zurich. And next, we're going to talk about Letsile in the 400. Men's 110 hurdles, Hansel Parchment. Shout out to Hansel Parchment. Interesting. Oh, yes. My bad. Yes, that is interesting. So Jeremiah Zhu did say that he was going to, right? Jeremiah Zhu. He did say that he was going to Berlin, right? Yeah, Road to World Ultimate. Oh, my bad. I can't do this. Hold up. So Road to World Ultimate for Jeremiah Zhu. He literally said that he was going to Berlin. So he already ran in Poland, right? This meet already happened. He said he was going to Berlin. So I thought he'd be on the start list. Then he has, this is World Ultimate Championship. So he needs to run in Berlin to get a spot. Like he has to. It's like required because he is on the outside looking in. And even just on a baseline, let's say hypothetically, my bad. So hypothetically, let's go all the way up here. As we've seen Jerome Blake is actually running. Hold up. I'm like all the way down. My bad. Jerome Blake is actually running at a few meets, right? We already saw him entered. We even saw Akeem Blake entered at a few meets trying to get his points up. But if Jeremiah Zhu, who's on the outside looking in, isn't able to get into races, specifically Berlin, and not only just in Berlin, but also finish very well in Berlin, then he won't get to World Ultimate Champs. Now, granted, he did say, obviously, he's going to be part of the relay at Ultimate Champs, right? The mixed 4x1 for Great Britain, they already qualified. But I am surprised that he's not on this start list. So I don't know. And this is Berlin, ISTAF. So I don't know. Good call out. I don't know. But yeah, we'll see what's up. Men's 110 hurdles. Shout out to Hansel Parchment. We have Jakub Szymanski. We have a few other guys in the field. So not too super high quality, but shout out to a couple guys. 400 meter hurdles. This is nothing too crazy. Most of the guys are going to be at the Zurich Diamond League, which we'll talk about in a second. Shout out to all the men in the pole vault. Again, most of these guys are going to be in Zurich. Triple jump men. Again, we're not going to see tons of guys, but actually, this is a decent field. We got Yasser Tricky. We have Max Hess from Germany. He's a former kind of like one of the top guys. Yeah, good quality. Decent field. Decent field for the most part. So, okay, yeah, and then this is the men's. Just want to pull up. Again, just taking a look at some of these different meets as we roll through. Women's 100 meters, Maya McCoy, she's making her return after some injuries and some setbacks. Gina Lukenkemper, she's going to be in the field. Geraldine Frey from Switzerland. Christiana Williams is going to be in the field. Asia Del Ponce. Yeah, and then that's a pretty strong field. Well, not super strong, but shout out to all the women in the 100-meter field. And again, apologies as I'm just rolling through. I want to make sure I can be good on time. And then women's 100-meter hurdles, we'll see Ditaji Kambunji, Nadine Visser, Pia Skrzydlska, and then those will be the core women who are competing in the women's 100-meter hurdles. 400-meter hurdles, we're going to see a lot of women in Zurich, so won't see too many there. Women's long jump, shout out to Malaki Mihambo, of course, competing at home. Agata De Sousa, who's having a breakout season. Both of them are going to be at the World Ultimate Championship. So that should be a good matchup here in Germany, which I like. All right. And shout out to everyone else competing in Berlin. But yeah, those are three of the kind of like quote unquote lighter meets that are going to be going down. Now, the next one I do want to talk about is in Italy. So this is where we're going to see Letsile. So let's pull this up. Malaki Mihambo, was she injured? I don't know. Did she? I don't know. Where'd you see she got injured? My bad. What am I doing? Hold up. Where'd you see she got injured? That was after European champs? Interesting. I don't know. Let me see. I'm just gonna check this right now. Let's just like check. Oh, let's see. I had no idea. Let's see. Oh, wait, not bad. Let's see. So I think it might be this one. Let's see. Possibly. Okay, so let's translate this up. Appreciate y'all for bringing this up. Okay, so sometimes. Oh, wait. Okay. Sorry, I'm using the incognito mode, which doesn't work as great. Okay, I gotcha. So sometimes a single moment changes everything. On my last jump, so at European Champs, I wanted to give it my all one last time, but in the air, as I kicked out with my swing leg, a sharp pain suddenly shot through me. I aborted the jump mid-air and then lay down in the pit. The organization and support on site were fantastic. I wanted to thank them from the bottom of my heart. I'm on my way home now. Fortunately, after the initial examinations, it doesn't seem to be quite as bad as I first feared. Apparently, I had a lucky escape. I have an MRI tomorrow, and this was 2 days ago on August 23rd, so a few days ago. We'll know more after that. Nevertheless, my season is unfortunately over prematurely. Okay, man. Damn. Thanks for so much. All the messages, well wishes, and incredible support I've already received. It means a lot to me right now. My sincere thank goes to everyone who stood by me on this this season, especially my family, who are always there for me. Oh man. Oh, Silesia, my bad. Yes, Silesia just happened. My bad. Thanks for the cross check. I apologize. Yeah, that sucks. That sucks. Shout out to Mihambo. She was having a good season too. Jumped over 7 meters. Man, that was rough. Man, shout out to Mihambo. That does open the door a little bit. I think Claire Bryant was the last woman in the long jump, if I'm correct. No. Claire Bryant moved up. Oh, interesting. Jasmine Sawyers is not in the ranking. That's actually kind of well. Maybe she might move up after this Poland Diamond League. But now that oh wait, Malaki Mihambo was not even in the rankings. Oh no, okay. This actually might have happened. Okay. Mihambo was in the rankings, but she removed herself probably after she announced this. That's probably what happened. Yeah. Okay. So wow. So Jasmine Sawyers is not in the long jump rankings, which I thought she was, which is crazy. Wow. Okay. Jasmine Sawyers needs to, well, after Poland, she's going to move up a little bit. Maybe, I assume, but like, I thought she was, for some reason, I thought Jasmine Sawyers had been doing much better, but she is doing better. I guess the second half of the year, but shout out to Malaki Mihambo. That's unfortunate though, man. That's tough. Okay. I'm going to move over and let's talk about this meet in Italy. And this is a big meet. This is actually a very big meet. So I'm going to shout out a couple athletes and then we'll talk about Letsile. So, let me translate this. My bad. So in Italy, this is a pretty big meet. This is a pretty big meet. So shout out to the women's 100. We're going to see Amy Hunt. She's going to be going up against Kelly Douala, who, if y'all remember, just got the bronze medal at the World U20 Championships. And she's what, 16? Maybe she's turned 17 this year already. But she's young. So big shout out to her. She's getting a chance to compete at home in Italy at a very big meet. You're going to have Jenna Prandini in the field. My bad. Brianna Liston is in this women's 100-meter field. Ashanti Moore is in the field. Sabrina Dockery is in here. Tia Clayton is not in here. Tia Clayton ended her season. That I did see on Instagram. Tia Clayton is no longer competing for the year. She's done. Brittany Brown, TBD. I suspect Brittany Brown probably won't be here. She pulled out of the 200 in Lausanne. But who knows? She could compete here. She did one round at USA. So we'll see. And then Rashida Deleke is also going to be in this 100. We saw her get the silver medal at the European champs in the 200. So she's rounding into form. So we'll see how she pans out. Yeah, shout out to Rashida Deleke. Men's 100 meters as well. We're going to see Lachlan Kennedy, Banda Walaza in this field. He's been having a very good year. Aaron Brown, big shout out to Aaron Brown. He's already locked in for World Ultimate Champs in the 200. Yeah, in the 200. Courtney Lindsay is in the field. Sam Blaskowski is right back in it. Kadrian Goldson is in this field. And then Ismail Kone, right? From yeah, my bad. Ismail Kone from Nigeria. So yeah, shout out to this men's 100. I actually like this. I'm interested to see what Bayanda Walaza does, because he's been having a very good season. Lachie Kennedy, mixed results at the Diamond League, but we'll see how he gets to Ultimate Champs, because he's already qualified. I don't know if Bayanda Walaza, and I'll get to the comments real quick. Okay, my bad. And I'm gonna go to the other comments. Do you realize this is why I paused? This is actually why I paused. He's from Cote d'Ivoire, right? Am I right that he's from Cote d'Ivoire? Right? Am I bugging? That's actually why I paused. I was like, from Nigeria. But yeah, That's well, okay, this is the soccer player. But when I tell you that is exactly why I paused, because I was looking at this and I was like, Nigerian. Wait, no, I swear he's from from Cote d'Ivoire. But I just went with it because I'm like, whatever. But I shouldn't have done that. Yo, you saw me real time be like, hold up, but then I just let it go. My bad. You got it. But yeah. What you call it? So shout out to this men's 100-meter field, but I am interested in Bayanda Walaza. That's what I'm really looking forward to seeing how that goes down. Just to circle back, my bad. Jasmine Sawyer, she's improving in the latter half of the season, but only one regional championship can be used for World Ultimate qualification. Oh, so either Commonwealth or Europeans. I did not know that. That's a good stat. Okay, so hopefully she gets in. Hopefully she does well and gets in. Especially at the Diamond League final. So we'll see. You said dumb question, but is there or has there ever been a U18 championships? Did it change? No, there used to be U18 championships. I think 2018 was the last. It ended before the pandemic. They stopped doing it. They might bring it back though, from my understanding. But there's no more. And it was previously called like World Youth, right? But yeah, it's gone. Okay, I pray Amy doesn't get injured or burnt out. It's amazing seeing her race and being one of the few athletes to race as frequently since indoors. Yeah, Amy Hunt, she just ran in Poland. She's going to be running in what's this meet in Zurich that we'll talk about in a second. She's going to be here in Italy. And for context, this meet in Italy, this is her agent's meet. Same thing with like Letsile Tebogo. And she also trains in Italy, but like this is their agent's meet. So they're going to show up. But she's going to be here in Italy. Then she's going to be at the Brussels Diamond League final and then the World Ultimate Champs. So she has a very stacked schedule, very stacked. Sam Blaskowski changing allegiances to Poland is surprising, but probably a good move for him. Yeah. I think I'm gonna probably put out a video tomorrow just like talking about it. But yeah, shout out to Sam Blaskowski. Very good move because it's like all due respect, but like his chances to make a US team were like impossible. Not impossible, but like very tough. You know what I'm saying? Yes, if you're in here, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Truly appreciate everyone here. Lachlan Kennedy said in his Citius Mag interview after Silesia that Commonwealth was his main goal. Yes, he barely trained post Commonwealth. Yes, I do remember him saying that, or I heard him say that. And he was like, and also like, yeah, his main goal was Commonwealth Games. He was peaking for that. And then afterwards, it was just like, I mean, he didn't do well, but it is what it is. We'll see how he does at Ultimate Champs, but you know, I don't have like high expectations. And in general, he was never doing really well on the Diamond League circuit anyway. So is what it is. Yeah, okay. Ooh. Lachlan said he hasn't been training much since Commonwealth Games and took a vacation low key, but he wants to compete at Ultimate. Man, come on, man. Come on. Kennedy got to get it together. But I mean, it's fair. That was like the absolute peak of his season. So that's fair. And he's safely into a World Ultimate Champ. So it is what it is. So yeah, we'll see him here in this 100. But yes, is it me or has Bayanda Walaza hasn't raced much this season? He has raced a decent amount. Bayanda Walaza. So he has raced a decent amount. It's just he hasn't been on the Diamond League circuit for the most part. So he was at one of those meets in Italy, right? I forget the last. Okay, this is actually why. The last time he raced was in July. Yeah, he raced in July twice. He ran this 989 at this meet in Slovakia, and then a couple days before then he ran this 1005. He has been racing a little less, but remember he got injured last year, couldn't go to Worlds, and then had the slow kind of return. But he skipped out on Commonwealth Games, and so the fact that he skipped out on Commonwealth Games kind of like skews the perception of like how often he's been racing, because it's really only been 1 month. But remember, a bunch of athletes haven't raced for a month or so because there was Commonwealth Games, there was Europeans, there was USA Champs, there was like all this other random stuff. Most people or most big names came back in Poland, right? Just, 2 days ago, or, Lausanne or whatever, right? So that's probably why it seems like he hasn't been racing much, but we'll see him. And I think, is he, no, he's not. My bad. Let me just see. He's not in the rankings because he didn't compete at World. No. Oh, he's far down. He's 29th, so he's not going to be there. But yeah, he's not going to be at World Ultimate Champs. But we'll see. But yeah, tough. for Walaza. Oh, sorry. What's an agent's meet? So an agent's meet, sorry, that just means like the agent is the meet director. So as an example, the New Balance Indoor Grand Prix, the race that Noah puts on the race that Noah competes at every year, his agent puts on that meet, right? Mark Wetmore is the meet director. That's Noah Law's agent. So a lot of those athletes who compete at that meet are also under that agency. It's the same thing for this meet where you'll have a whole bunch of athletes who are under the agent is the meet director. So they put on the meet, they want their athletes to compete there. So sorry if hopefully that makes sense. So yeah, the athlete's agent is just the meet director of the meet. So they want them to compete at that meet. So that's why, again, New Balance Indoor Grand Prix, you always see Noah competing there. We used to have it, but like the New York City Grand Prix, Noah would always compete there, right? You'd also see, some of the other athletes, like a Dream Richards. That's why Rai Benjamin will sometimes go to, Boston, right? Like that's what happens. But yeah. Sam Blaskowski could be a gold medal contender for Europeans in the 100, especially since 2028 Europeans will be in Poland. Oh, snap. I didn't even realize that. That's crazy. That's actually crazy. I didn't realize it's going to be in Poland. Yeah. And he's going to be able to compete next year immediately at World Champs. And I think he said it in his interview where it's like, because he hasn't competed for any country yet, right? He hasn't represented a country internationally. He can start representing any country as soon as he wants, right? So he doesn't have to it's not transfer of allegiance. It's just being allowed to compete for Poland. That's all it is. So we'll see. So yeah, shout out to Sam Blaskowski. All right. Yeah. Walaza. Okay, my bad. I just want to roll through. Does someone know if Shawna Miliwibo is going to Diamond League Final as well as the Ultimate Championships? She should, but I think someone noted it. That she pulled out of the Lausanne Diamond League. So I don't know if she's injured. I don't know if she's like I don't know. I actually have no idea about her status, but hopefully she's healthy because I hope she goes to the Diamond League Final. She's already in the world rankings for Ultimate Champs in the 200, so she's safe to go to World Ultimate Champs. But TBD on her status, her health, and all that. So we'll see what's up. Okay. Yeah, she didn't run at Lausanne. My bad. So yeah. Okay, a few others, and then I'm gonna get to Letsile in this other stuff. Let me see. My bad. Oh, he ran for the US. He ran at NACAC. When did he ran NACAC? Oh yeah, he ran NACAC like hold up. And my bad, I know I'm deviating. I want to get to he ran NACAC at least 3. When was that? He was like a child. I think that was, let me see. Okay, yeah, okay. So he ran NACAC 4 years ago. So I think actually, yeah, 2023. Well, now it's 3 years ago, but by next year it's going to be 4 years ago. So actually, he'll be fine though. He should be fine. I know the rules have changed, but like I think he should be fine because again, it's definitely 4 years since he last competed at NACAC and represented. So yeah, I think he should be fine. Okay. So yeah, good call out. I had no idea, but that's a good call out. All right, let me roll through. My bad. Let me roll through because I want to get to some of this Letsile. Wait, before I get to the 400, women's 400, you're going to see Natalia Bukowiecka. You're going to see Stacey Ann Williams, Nikisha Price, Roxana Gomez, Paris Peoples, and then Alexis Holmes. They mixed up these names. And then Martina Veal. So good field across the board here. Men's 400, we'll come back to Letsile in a second, but Bapundori is going to be in the field. Vernon Norwood will be here. Karani James, big shout out to Karani James. Reese Holder. You have Kunta from France who just got the silver medal at European Champs, if I remember correctly. So shout out to Mohamed Kunta. And then Letsile is going to be in this field, but I'm going to circle back to him in 1 second. I just want to go to the circle back to the just to the other events, just to give him a quick note. Oh yes, okay, so he did get silver. So Kunta got silver. Let me see. Big throwers. Let me see. Okay, so I just want to quickly highlight the jumps and then and then the hurdles. And then is this going to come up? Where's the Letsile thing? Letsile was just announced, but I'll figure it out. I'll get it, but it's all good. Shout out to the women's triple jump. We're going to see a decent field. We're going to see Lianis Perez Hernandez going up against Thea Lafond. Obviously, both of them have, jumped 15 meters this year. We're going to see Daria, who just won the European Championship gold medal in the triple jump. So big shout out to all three of these women. You're going to have Gabriella. You're going to have Akelia Smith joining them. Ilianis from France is going to be joining them. So good women's triple jump field that I'm excited to kind of see how it plays out. I'm always excited for the triple jump. So shout out to those women. And then last thing is just in the hurdles, men's 110 hurdles. We're going to see Cordell Tinch. He's going to be, I don't know if he'll be the front runner here, but he's looking to get a good run here. Bradley Franklin won't be in this field. He's not going to be here. That's the guy who got second place to Cordell at USA's. Jamal Britt is going to be in the field, so he'll be the most competition for Cordell. Tyler Mason, bronze medalist from last year. Kendry Menendez, unfortunately, hit a hurdle just at Poland, but he's been having a legendary season. And then you have Martinez as well. So big shout out to the men's 110 hurdles. Tobi Amusan, women's 100-meter hurdles. Kenny Harrison in this field. Akira Nugent, Alicia Johnson, and then the rest of the women across the board. So yeah, big shout out to them. Bradley is still training. Interesting. Okay, let me know. I thought he's done for the year and I remember speaking to him at USA's. I mean, maybe he changed his decision, but maybe he got it. From what I translated, this didn't say that he was in it. This said that Cordell Tinch lost to Bradley Franklin, but I don't know if Bradley is running here. And it'd be kind of, because I know he's back at school. I don't know. But shout out to Bradley Franklin. Okay, Ultimate Champs. Is he even close to the I don't even think Bradley Franklin is close to qualifying for Ultimate Champs. Like and like I honestly don't even think he's close, right? Oh, he's 19th. Okay. I did not realize that he's that close to Ultimate Champs. USA's, he was at Ed Murphy and his indoor stuff counted. I didn't realize he ran USA's. Interesting. Shout out to Bradley Franklin. Had no idea, but that's going to be hard to get into. I'll say this. It's going to be hard to get into the men's 110 hurdles because maybe if he can get into the Diamond League final and everyone else runs, then he can get a spot. Yes, sure. Tyler Mason and Grant Holloway are hurt. Sure. Tyler Mason might still go because, again, Tyler Mason is lined up. He's going to be here. He's going to be in this field, right? So I don't know. We'll see. The thing is, like, I think let me think about this. The thing is, like, Bradley, because he's 19th, he'll have to obviously look for a few guys to get hurt or not compete, but then also he'll probably have to go to the Diamond League and like finish as high up as possible. And then also hope that none of the other guys who are below him, can take a spot. Right. So I don't know, but we'll see. But thanks for the call out. I honestly did not realize he was that high up, but big shout out to Kendry. Not Kendry, my bad, to Bradley. So yeah, women's 100-meter hurdles, Tobi Amusan, Kenny Harrison, Akira Nugent, Alicia Johnson. Big shout out to the high quality field there. We're also going to see women in the 100-meter hurdles at the Diamond League. But 400-meter hurdles, Delila Muhammad, Gianna Woodruff, Ayumide Falorenzo, shout out to Ayumide, and then Diallo and some Savannah Sutherland. So good field across the board, with everything that happens. Yes, you said the window closes September 1st before the final, but I spoke about this on the last live stream where if you go to the Diamond League final, so hypothetically, you get a wild card to the Ultimate Champs in the Diamond League final. So hypothetically, let's say that Bradley Franklin finishes 7th place in the Diamond League final, 7th place. If ahead of him, you have Cordell Tinch finishes first, just hypothetically, Jacoby Tharp finishes second, Jamal Britt finishes third, Trey Cunningham is fourth, Orlando Bennett is fifth, and Rachi Mortake is sixth. Because they are all in the rankings, then Bradley would get that automatic spot. He would be, even though he finished 7th, because he is the highest finisher at the Diamond League final who is not in the world rankings. That's how they're giving out the automatic spot to World Ultimate Champs, even though the window closes on Monday, on Tuesday, September 1st. So, but yeah, shout out to all these athletes here. So let's talk about Letsile Tebogo. Let's see. Letsile Tebogo. Instagram. My bad. Let me bring this up. So Letsile. So he's going to be running the 400 in Italy at this meet, and this is going to be his first 400 at the quote unquote peak of his powers. Peak of his powers. Now I wonder. And when I say peak of his powers, right? He's never run a 400-meter race like at the end of the year. He's never run it like in the past couple years. Like he's only run 400s early in the year, right? And we can bring up. Actually, I'm just gonna keep that on the screen. I'll bring this up. But this is on Sunday, so this is a meet that I was just talking about. This is gonna be this whole meet. My bad. This is gonna be this whole meet that I was just talking about out on Sunday in Brescia. I apologize, I can't pronounce it, but this is on Sunday, August 30th. So this is Sunday, right on Sunday. Letsile Tebogo is running a 400 meters in Italy on this Sunday. Like this isn't a joke. This isn't a game. If you go watch his interviews after the Diamond League in Lausanne, he literally said, I have one 400 left, then I have the Diamond League final, and then I have World Ultimate Championships. This was the 400-meter race that he said that he was going to be competing at, or that he was alluding to competing at. This is going to be the one. So this is actually very, very intriguing. Again, because we have never seen Letsile Tebogo run a 400-meter race at the end of a season, So if we just bring him up. My bad. Let me just bring up Letsile. I just want to bring up his World Athletics page. And so I wonder, feel free in the chat, what do y'all think he's going to be able to run? Like Letsile's personal best is 44.29. But this is from March 2024. Obviously, that's when he went on to win the gold medal at the World Champs. At the Olympics in the 200. That's also when he set his personal best at the Olympics in the 100, 986. So but he's never run a 400, at least, in, what do you call it? In his prime, right? In these past couple of years, at the end of a season, we can look at all of his races. All of his top 400-meter races are 44.29 in March, right? April, he runs 44.37. And then he has a big drop back. In July of 2023, he runs 44.7. All of these, March, January, March, February, like every single thing is just early season. Right? And again, just for context on who he's actually racing, he's going to be going up against, Bapun Dori. Vernon Norwood is going to be in the field. Let me just pull this up. There was Letsile. Bapun Dori, Vernon Norwood is going to be in the field. Who else is going to be in this mix? My bad. Let me pull this up. Karate James is going to be in the field. Reese Holder and Kunta. So it's a decent field. Bapun Dori has been injured for the most part, for the better part of this year. Vernon Norwood, he's had some ups and downs. He's also trying to look to, get a qualifying spot to World Ultimate Champs. So we'll see what's up with Vernon. And then Karate James is also looking to get a spot. So, decent field, but I do wonder, I don't know. Letsile. So he's running 44 mid, 43.9. I think he runs 44.5. 44.5, 44.1. I mean, it's a mix. It's a mix. The thing is, this year, Letsile, he hasn't run as fast as we might have. I don't know if it's might have expected, but more so, his performances this year have been a little. I feel like I've been wanting a little bit more to say, okay, Letsile is ready to run either a personal best of 44.29 or to get under that 44-second barrier. And yeah, I generally agree, right? Like this is a pretty solid field that he's going up against, here. But it's not like what we just saw in Poland, where like Rai Benjamin had Undori to, be dragged to that sub 44-second race, right? Like, I think Rai would have gotten under 44 seconds on his own as well. But like he was able to get to 43.8, by way of also having, Colleen in that race. This one is more so like Letsile is probably going to be the guy to really control this race. Maybe. But again, when we're talking about his 2026 season, I mean, he's run, let me do this by, this is by event. So, he's run 995s, early in the year. He's run 19.8s a couple times, right? He just recently ran 19.8 in Lausanne. So he has some performances that are like good, but nothing like the world record in the 300, right, in 2024, before around the same time that he ran the 400, you know what I'm saying? His personal best. So I don't know. And then someone said it earlier on, does Letsile take this race seriously, right? Does he take this seriously? Oh, yes. And he definitely have some 19.7s if he actually ran through the line, right? Like, stay doing that. Yes, Tebogo, showing his range. And yes, like, he loves jogging through the line. That's why the times are not as fast. Yes, very true. Let me see. But yeah, so essentially, like, so he jogs through the lines. And then also, like, yeah, how on top of him also just jogging through the line of most of his races when he's already in the front, how seriously does he take this race? Because he's going to the Diamond League final. I don't know what event he's running there. He's qualified in both the 100 and the 200, but I know for a fact he's focused on doing both at the World Ultimate Championships. I just don't know what he's doing at the Diamond League final. But for context, like, he's going to be here on Sunday, and then on, Wednesday is a Diamond League final. Wednesday, Thursday, I think, something like that. So does he also just kind of like cruise through? And it's like, I don't know. It's such a mixed bag. 44.2, 43.9. The thing is, like, Letsile, I don't know. This is like what we want to see. I feel like so many of us have been waiting for Letsile Tebogo to actually run a 400 at the quote unquote peak of his powers, right? At the end of a season, right? Showcasing, what the true talent that he potentially has, matching the 43.0, split that he ran to anchor at the Olympic Games, matching all these 43-second splits that he's run. Now we get to see him in the 400, but the honest question is, like, does he take it seriously, right? Does Letsile actually take this 400 meters seriously? I don't know. Even last year, yeah, he got, fourth place running 19.6 at the World Champs. 19.65 did not get you a medal at the World Championships last year. That was Letsile. Like, this guy is insanely talented, but we'll see. Oh, and yes, my bad. You said, dang, why is Tebogo doubling? Actually, let me actually circle back on that. I don't know for a fact if Letsile is doubling. I pause now because Letsile is entered and has declared both the 100 and the 200 at the Ultimate Champs because he is qualified in both. And just to cross check, it's still up there from my understanding. Letsile is where's he at? So yeah, Letsile is 15th in the 100. So I think he's gonna still be good because he'll be at the Diamond League final from my understanding. I assume. And then at 200, he's the Olympic champion, so he's already qualified. So yeah, we'll see. But I don't know. The thing is, like, I really wonder if Letsile is gonna, like, how seriously he's gonna take this, and if us as fans will get a chance to see Letsile go full throttle, full out, or maybe he does go full throttle, full out, and he still only runs 44.2, 44.3, maybe 44.5, right? Like, maybe that's also the situation. So I don't know. But when I saw this, I was like excited. I was super excited. I didn't even realize he announced it, after the Lausanne Diamond League. And then when I saw this post, I was like, hold up, 400, let's go. So I don't know, but I'm probably in the range of some of y'all where I think he'll probably do like 44.2. But I think right now, Letsile, if he was to run full on out or full out 400, I think he can run 43 like 8-ish. I think he is capable of that right now. So, but I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, he must have gotten paid a lot after winning the Olympics because Letsile gives 50-50 vibes when it comes to competing, though he did run that 19.6 at Worlds last year. Yeah, man, like, I remember, and yes, someone said it, 19.6. I remember right after, because I was still in Europe after the I went to Europe. I came back and then went to Europe after the Olympics. And the Rome Diamond League, I remember speaking to him and he was like, I was like, yo, why you running these races, this, that, whatever? He's like, the money, man, the money. Like, he just wants to make money. So yeah, that Rome, I was trying to remember, but that Rome Diamond League, he just like eased up. He put his arms out. That was like with Christian Coleman and Fred Curley in that race. In like 99% of his races now, he just like eases up if he's comfortably in the front. Like, we just saw it happen in Lausanne. It's just like, no, he's chilling. He's chilling. But he shows up at championships. That's the thing you cannot deny. He shows up at championships. 2023, right? He got the silver in the 100, bronze in the 200 when he was slightly injured. 2024, obviously gold in the 200. He got what? Sixth place. Yeah, sixth place in the 100, but he ran a personal best. 2025, he false started in the 100. I think he probably would have ran very well. I'm not saying he would have got a medal, but he probably would have ran very well. And then he runs 19.6 to get fourth place, to barely get edged out, like by 100th of a second for the medal. So the thing you can't deny about Letsile is at a championships, he's going to compete. He's going to be there. He's going to give it his all. So I respect that, even though I would like him to like show up at these meets. You know what I'm saying? The 200, he does his best, kind of on the circuit. Yeah, this is a low-key meet, so there's not that big of a bag to earn, which means he's actually running to run, not for the bag this time. Yeah, as I said at the top, his agent is the meet director of this meet. So it's also kind of like, okay, my agent is running this meet. So there's that. Let me see. Yeah, remember, he will not be at altitude if he takes it seriously. Yeah, but like, look at all the time. Like at the Olympic Games, he split 43. What is it? 43.03, 43.02? Well, I forget exactly what it was. Like, he's capable of running like 43 mid if he was like a serious 400-meter sprinter. But, you know, obviously he doesn't take it as seriously as we wanted to. I'm quite confused with athletes who race this way. Not to say it's completely wrong, but at some point your peak goes away and you might not run as fast than as now. Why not commit fully now? But I guess for Tebogo, it goes back to the point of like, he competes fully at the championships. Like, he is ready at the championships. On the circuit, it seems like, you know, he's a little wishy-washy. I don't know. So we'll see. But if he tries, so you say if he tries, he probably goes 43.9. Not mad at that. I feel like he can go way faster in the 100 than 9.86. Maybe not a 9.7 guy, but I feel like he can go 9.8 low. I think he can go 9.8 low. I think on a really good day, Tebogo has 9.7 potential, right? But we'll see. I hope he doesn't overtax himself doing the 400 and Diamond League final and then back for World Ultimates. Yeah, hopefully he's good. And I hope he doesn't double. So yeah, I want him at his best for World Ultimate Champs. Yeah, I agree. He will not beat Kenny or Noah in the 200. Who knows? I'm not betting on him to beat Noah, but anything can happen. Who knows? Let me see. My bad. I'm going to just scroll through some comments as I go through. Okay, yeah, he ran 43.03 on his split. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely think Worlds and Olympics are his true goals. Yeah, and honestly, Letsile is still so young, and I've heard him, and also I've spoken to his coach a few times. Like, they have a long-term plan. Like, with all of their guys, they have a long-term plan. Like, I remember right after the Olympics? At some point, I spoke to his coach. Maybe it was last year, I forget. But I spoke to his coach, and he was like, "Listen, 2028 is the goal again. All this stuff in between, sure, some of my guys, you know, they're going to be working this, that, whatever. But like, the Olympics is the goal. And also like cultivating and building up talent in different ways. Like, this is from their coach. So you show up at the championships, but you also have a long-term strategy. So I don't know, but we'll see. Yeah, Tebogo is cold chilling. Listen. Okay, my bad if I missed some comments, but shout out to Letsile. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what's up with Letsile in his 400. We'll see. This is Sunday. All right, last one to talk about is just the Zurich Diamond League. Zurich Diamond League. So Zurich Diamond League, this is going down on Thursday. It starts Wednesday with the pole vault, but this is going down on Thursday. Yeah. So going down on Thursday, and we have some good races. I'm going to roll through a few, and then we'll get to the main actually, let's just go in. I'm just gonna jump in and talk about some of these other events. But real quick, shout out to let's just talk about this women's 100. No, Letsile is not running the 200 in Zurich. He's not gonna be here. We'll see. Oh wait, what happened? No, hold up. Yo, they just entry list. Okay, I was about to say they just had this earlier. Okay, women's 100 meters at the Zurich Diamond League. So this is going to be pretty good. This is going to be pretty good because we're getting the same field, essentially, effectively the same field that we just saw at the Poland Diamond League barely a couple days ago. We're going to see Amy Hunt, Tina Clayton. So again, remember, Tia Clayton, her season is over. She's done. We'll see Brianna Liston. We're going to see Jonelle Smith. She's coming back. Julian Alfred, Zoe Hobbs. Shout out to Geraldine, Frey, Melissa Jefferson Wooden, and Sha'Carri Richardson. So this is going to be a run it back and of what we just saw in Poland. Obviously, I think, obviously for context, shout out to Amy Hunt. I'm not as convinced of her being in the mix with these women in the 100, but anything can happen. And she's been having a very consistent season. Tina Clayton didn't look great, at the most recent Diamond League. But she ran 11:01, if I'm correct, or 11:0 something. So it is what it is. But, maybe she's going to get back into form. Brianna Liston has been looking very good and very consistent. Tina was 11:02. Got you. Oh, no. My bad. I see. Making predictions. Okay. So Jonelle Smith, she also has been having a good year, but I think she hasn't competed since Commonwealth Games, and she pulled out of the final, if I'm correct. I forget. But yeah. Zoe Hobbs, she's been having a good year, but, mixed results at the Poland meet. And then Geraldine coming off European champs as well, I think. So all those, I think really good storylines, but it really is Julien, Melissa, and Sha'Carri. And I think this is like, my questions here are right. Oh, my bad. Not that. My question here is will Melissa Jefferson maintain either her win and or like the gap that she has on the field? I have something to address actually as well after I talk about this, just in terms of wind and stuff. But can Melissa actually maintain her undefeated streak, which I think she will? I don't see any reason to bet against Melissa here, but can she do it? Or can Sha'Carri or Julien actually take her down? Now, I apologize because obviously in the live stream, the initial reaction, like right after they stepped off the track, I was saying that Julien got a good start, which actually, all things considered, Julien actually did get a good start. And when I'm talking about start, I'm talking holistically of like the first 10, almost like 20 meters ish, right? Your full start. Even right, going up to 30, whatever. But Julien, she actually did get a good start. It's just that she was sleeping in the blocks. She did not react well. She was purely just like asleep in the blocks. I saw someone put up a picture on Twitter where it was like her hands were down, and they exaggerated, but they were like everyone's hands were up, like in full blown mode. But she was sleeping in the blocks. I know that, like, okay, sure, she didn't get a good start, but like by the time, I know the splits are not super accurate, but like from what I saw on the splits, she was actually not too far behind by the time you got to like 20 meters, right? And that's what I really think of with a start, because anyone can get a perfect reaction, but then if you stand up out of your blocks, then you didn't get a good start, right? Even if you reacted well. So that's why I look at it holistically. But yes, Julian Alfred, let's just say she didn't get a great start. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, she recovered quickly. So, but that's my question. Like, okay, what if Julien gets a good start here? Now, I still am not banging against Melissa, but clearly she went back to the drawing board, after Poland. It was like, that can't happen again. Though granted, it's happened a couple times. Julien has had like those reactions that are like mixed. But then Sha'Carri, can she also step up? So after Poland, she was actually posting up. She was like, yo, what, I already heard from Dennis, like, I'm going to get things fixed, this, that, whatever. Like, I think on both ends, she didn't have a great start. She never has a great start, but she also was like leaning back by, like 80 meters in. She almost lost to Brianna Liston in Poland. So I don't know. But that's my question, right? Can any of these two actually step it back up to potentially challenge Melissa? Obviously, we saw Sha'Carri challenge Melissa at the Prefontaine Classic, and that was, crazy. Julien, the first time she's racing Melissa this year was in Poland, but we saw what happened last year at the Prefontaine Classic as well, right? But I mean, Melissa is by far the favorite. She is the most dominant 100-meter sprinter of the year, of the past 2 years. And like, you just can't bet against her. That doesn't mean she can't lose, but like, there's nothing to say, oh, I'm going to bet against Melissa Jefferson winning, right? It just doesn't make sense for the time being. So I don't know. I still think a race like this is going to be close. Like that gap that we saw in Poland, I think that gap is going to be a little bit smaller. That's my prediction. But I don't think anyone's going to beat Melissa. I still think Melissa is going to win this race. I just don't see a reason as to why I would bet against her. But anyone can win, right? Like anyone can win. I actually agree with this, and I'll get to some of the other comments as well. But like Melissa makes mistakes and still wins. She's mentally unbeatable. I actually do agree with this to a degree, right? Like I agree to a degree. I feel like she is able to like manage things on the track specifically. Obviously, I don't want to go like mentally unbeatable is tougher because who knows? But like Melissa just seems like so focused and so capable and so dialed in on like how she's executing her race. And it just seems so smooth as well that even when she does make mistakes, I feel like she's able to fix those things almost in real time where it doesn't seem like she's making mistakes and, come away with a win. So I don't know. That's what I'm looking at. I think Melissa is going to be the one to win here across the board. But okay, Brianna Liston and Janelle Smith are going to be the main watch for me. I want to see how they perform. And yeah, I agree. This is pretty much a world championship final. Oh yes. Okay. The women low-key aren't as fast as I was expecting or as fast as they were this time last year. Yeah, they're not, but I think by World Ultimate Champs, they'll be fine for the most part. I'm pretty sure. And also just for context, remember that no one really peaked, like the top women, no one really peaked for like USAs and stuff, right? Like Melissa, Sha'Carri, they went to USAs, but like they didn't like peak for USAs. Whereas last year Sha'Carri didn't have to, she was injured, but like Melissa had to be ready for USAs, right? So I don't know if that plays into something. No 10.6 this year from women's 100. I mean, Adeja Haj already ran 10.6, but no 10.60. Yeah. But I don't know. Don't sleep on Budapest. I really want Juju to win this. Win this one. She needs a better reaction to the gun. Yep. I still believe Julien still have the momentum to beat Melissa, but Melissa is a beast right now. Melissa Jefferson Woodin may run even faster. If it's anything like 2025, expect Melissa to run a season's best or personal best at Ultimates. Yeah, personal best is going to be tough because at that point you're talking about 10.5. Yeah, I generally agree with this statement. Juju and Sha'Carri are inconsistent starters. Melissa did not have a great start. Melissa had a great start. It's just that in Poland, if you're referencing, it's just that Tina Klein had like the best start. Melissa had a pretty good start. Melissa actually had a really good start. It's just that Tina Klein had like an excellent start in Poland. So yeah, I don't know. Melissa Jefferson Woodin is consistent. She's disciplined and it shows. If you ain't ready to go, you're going to get stepped on. It's simple. If Julien or Sha'Carri win, the margin will be tight and close. Yeah, I agree. If Julien can revert back to her 2024 Olympic self and Sha'Carri can go back to her 2023 consistency, I could see bigger margins. No, I actually disagree. I actually think if any of them, this is the thing. I think Melissa will be ready to raise her game to the competition. So I agree with like your first part, right? If Julien or Sha'Carri win, the margin will be tight and close. That I agree with. But if any of them revert back to their old selves, so like Julien 24, Sha'Carri 23, I just think Melissa is going to be right there with them. Now, again, doesn't mean Melissa is going to win, but I think Melissa will be able to raise her game, right? I really think she'll be able to raise her game. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I really see all of them in general as a little more even across the board. In terms of talent, obviously Julien has the 10.7 personal best, but she's run the 10.7s into headwinds and stuff. But like, I think Melissa will raise her game to these other women no matter what. Now, she can lose. I want that to be very clear. But like, if Sha'Carri runs 10.65, I think Melissa is going to be right there. And also, if Sha'Carri runs 10.65, if she's in that form, that means she's going to have to run down Melissa, because we know that Melissa is always going to get out faster than Sha'Carri. I'm not sure I could imagine Sha'Carri running down Melissa right now. Like, that's even if Sha'Carri runs 10.6, like, seeing Sha'Carri run down Melissa is going to be tough. And obviously it'd be close and it could happen, but like, man. But yeah, no, this is an interesting thought though, for sure. This is an interesting kind of like thought process. Yes, Budapest is a very fast track. So let's not forget that. Budapest World Championships 2023. We saw Sha'Carri run 10.65. Sharika ran 21.4, right? Noah ran 19.5, right? Who else? Like all these athletes, right? They ran crazy fast. So yeah, like who knows? All right. Okay, let me just respond to this, and I'm gonna get to some other comments. Not to this, my bad. But all due respect, I did see this on Twitter. I saw some people making some hot takes. And I'm gonna get to some other comments. I apologize. I saw some people making some takes talking about. Let me see. I'm just gonna use this as context. Actually, no, because this has everything. People were talking about Melissa's time is better than Shelly Ann's time. Like she's a better athlete or something. So let me just see. Okay, so people were looking at this. They were like, okay, Melissa is 10.61 plus 0.3. And my bad, I'm not you dynamics, but Melissa's 10.61, plus 0.3. Shelly Ann's 10.60 is plus 1.7. So Melissa's, better. Melissa's more talented. Whatever. Okay. Obviously, I think most of us know that's just simply not true. But like, yeah, said it exactly in the chat. It takes 2 seconds to just look at all the performances, because you will easily see that Shelly Ann Fraser-Pryce has run 10.65 seconds into a negative 0.8 headwind. This is arguably, no, it wasn't Udynamics. No, don't worry. My bad. It wasn't Udynamics. And I'm not referring to like their seasons. This was somebody already said it in the chat. But like Shelly Ann Fraser-Pryce has run 10.65 seconds into a negative 0.8 headwind. This is arguably the fourth best performance converted in history. Flojo, okay, we'll just have to take Flojo as it is, right? 10.49. It was wind dated, but like it is what it is. We're just gonna stick with Flojo, right? Elaine Thompson-Herah at 10.54 with this plus 0.9. Obviously, that sticks. Elaine at the Olympics ran 10.61 into a headwind, right? Obviously, this is probably her best performance ever. And then there are no other headwind performances until Shelly Ann with her 10.65 into a negative 0.8, right? So as obviously, I love Melissa, but like I can't compare, what Shelly Ann did to Melissa, right? Shelly Ann 10.65 into negative 0.8 compared to 10.61, plus 0.3. That comparison is not that, it's not there. And then everything else, like, sure, Sha'Carri has, 10.65 into a slight headwind, but still Shelly, right? Like, so yeah, I just wanted to note that, because I was kind of like, what is going on? Like 2 seconds to just, look something up. And obviously this isn't to downplay Melissa in any capacity. I think it's just, we can't say, like, with all due respect, like we can't say Melissa is a better athlete than Shelly. Even though granted, like what she's doing, I really think last year from Melissa 2025 was close to Shelly's 2022. Close to, but Shelly ran 10.6 so many more times. But like it's up there. Like maybe if Shelly had like I don't know if she had the best season, probably, but like if Shelly, let's just say hypothetically, had like the best season ever in the 100, just solely the 100, Melissa maybe it's like top 3. I think I did a video breaking down seasons, but whatever. So, but shout out to Melissa. Shout out to Shelly. Is what it is. But yeah. And then obviously Shelly has the whole career. Like, I don't know, man. Like, bro, Shelly, yeah. And Shelly was running 10.7s since what, 2012? That's the first time she ran 10.7. And then multiple years later, over a decade later, she comes back and runs 10.6s. Like, it's wild. But yeah, no, Melissa ran 10.7 5 into a negative 1 point something. Like it doesn't convert. It just doesn't convert, but it is what it is. But yeah, shout out to everybody. Oh, my bad. I meant to say, yes, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, she ran 10.78 in 2008. The thing that I was thinking about, she ran 10.70 in 2012. I was thinking of like getting to that 10.70 marker, right? She ran 10.70, if I'm correct, in 2012. Or if I'm wrong, it was 10.71. My bad. I forget what she actually ran. Right? Yeah, 10.70 in 2012. My bad. This was the mark that I was thinking of. But yes, 10.78. In 2008. Oh, wait. Oh, my bad. My bad. I apologize. Let me see. Let me get to some other comments. I also want to talk about the rest of the Zurich Diamond League real quick. But I'm gonna start from here and then I'll go down. Yeah. They're making an argument that Melissa Jefferson-Wooden is in the top 10 as a sprints. Ooh. Okay, no. Top 10 as a sprints doubler based on times and medals. Respectfully, no, not yet. She needs more medals, in my opinion. So many legends ahead of her. Yeah, absolutely. Gwen Torrent, like Merlene Ottey, Gwen Torrance, Irina Privalova, obviously Veronica Campbell-Brown, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce as well, considering she has multiple, medals at the Olympics and Worlds in the in the 200. Like, all due respect, obviously Elaine Thompson-Herah. I was gonna say, like, you can make an argument that no, I can't. I was gonna say Shericka Jackson. It's tricky because she doesn't have 100-meter golds. Evelyn Ashford, though, unfortunately with Ashford, she doesn't have 200-meter medals. So it's tougher. But Florence Griffith-Joyner, obviously, like Flojo has multiple medals in the 200, and then of course the Olympics in the 100, right? Like, I'm doing this just off the top of my head. So I'm just like, I can't even think of like other athletes because I don't know. Like I can't say top 10. I can even go back in history if you want to talk about Edith McGuire back in the 1950s. I'm doing a lot. 1960s. Which is a lot. Wilma Rudolph, like, come on. And also, this is obviously just off the top of my head. So it's all due respect, because I think Melissa is on pace to do some serious damage in terms of her career long term. But like we downplay a lot of these athletes. Like Gwen Torrance is a GOAT. Like Gwen Torrance is a GOAT. You know what I'm saying? Merlene Ottey, like I don't know, man. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't know. Who had a streak like Melissa against top comp? Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce had a streak against top competition. And broke records at the biggest meets. Like, I don't know. Elaine Thompson-Herah. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. And again, this isn't to downplay. And yes, I probably have to do a video on it. But yeah, this isn't to downplay Melissa, because obviously she is an insane talent. And I feel like she got disrespected for the year that she had last year because she didn't get recognized with at least a nomination for World Athlete of the Year. But like, we just got to think historically. Like, we really have to think historically about all the athletes who have come through. Like, think of Irina Privalova. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, think of Gwen Torrance. Think of Merlene Ottey. Like, Veronica Campbell-Brown. People focus on Veronica in just the 200. But considering what Veronica has done in the 100, she's a world champion, multiple time world medalist. Well, she has 2 Olympic medals in the 100 in 2004 and 2012. Like, there's a lot of athletes, man. Marion Jones, right before the ban, 97, like, was crazy. So okay, let me roll through the rest of Zurich and I'm gonna circle back. Let me just see. I just want to get a few comments. Though oh, my bad. And I fell into the Shelly stuff. My bad. Let me see. Okay, Melissa's start is phenomenal. Julien has always had a poor start and a bad dip. She goes in sheer talent and power. So if Julien can fix her reaction time and dip at the right time, then she's in the game. Yeah, I actually generally agree with this. Once she gets those things fixed up a little bit and really locks in, we'll see a really good Julien. That's why I think Julien and Sha'Carri can definitely challenge Melissa. It's just that Melissa's on a different level. You know what I'm saying? You say Julien or or Sha'Carri can't run down Melissa. I actually generally, there's parts of me that agree with this. Like I said, I can't. It's hard for me to imagine Sha'Carri running down Melissa. I could imagine Julien getting a start on Melissa and holding her off, though, right? But yeah, money is always on Melissa Jefferson winning, but loving the competition with Juju and Sha'Carri. Janelle's a dark horse. Yep. She's never running down Melissa. Okay, so my bad. I wanted to make sure I can get a few other comments. The last thing I'll say is just shout out to Julien Alfred. It seems like she's going to run the 200 at the Diamond League final. It seems like she didn't know that she can get to the World Ultimate Championships. Because as long as she runs the 200 at the Diamond League final and either wins or finishes decently high enough where no one else in the rankings, no one outside of the rankings can beat her, which is pretty much impossible, she'll be at the World Ultimate Champs. So it kind of indicates that she wants to go do the double. But I don't know. But it seems like she wants to run the 200 at the Diamond League final. So it is what it is. But yeah, I'll circle back in a second. I want to get through Zurich real quick so we can move forward, and I'll get to like any other questions and stuff. But others here are just the men's 200. So Letsile Tebogo is not in this field. Hold on, let's pull this up. Oh, it's going to results. I don't know why. Okay, so Letsile Tebogo is not in this field, but we do have Kenny B. He's going to be running in this field. You also have Macachramba. You have Sinasifo Dambile, Jose Figueroa. You have Brian Lavelle, who's making a comeback now. Reina Mena, and then you have Andre DeGrasse. So high quality field. Again, this is all on Thursday. Kenny B obviously is the favorite. Dambile is going to be next, and then I think the rest of the field between Macachramba, Andre DeGrasse, Reina Mena. No, not Reina Mena. More so Jose Figueroa. Brian Lavelle is a question mark. So I don't know. We'll see what actually happens. But yeah, Kenny B ran a very good race in Poland. Like he actually ran a very good 100-meter race. And obviously in the 200, he's a different athlete. Like the only people capable of beating him in a 200 are Noah and Letsile. So like this is Kenny's race to lose. And Dambile, this is also his race to lose in the sense of like finishing. Can anyone beat him for second place? Because Dambile has only lost this year to Kenny, Letsile, and Noah. No. Yeah, Kenny, Letsile, and Noah. Those are only 3 guys that Dambile has lost to. No one else has beaten him out. So pretty much unstoppable except for those 3 guys. So in this race, it's like Kenny B and Dambile. So we'll see. We'll see. Yeah. Oh, Brian Lavelle had all the speed in Eugene, but no strength. I hope he's gotten some good training in. Yeah, he had that crazy curve, and then he just he just dropped back. He faded. So yeah, hopefully he's better. Kenny 19.5. Yeah, 19.5. I ain't mad at that. Well, no, that's crazy. That's not crazy, but like he's already run what 19. Did he run? Yeah, he ran 19.6 earlier this year. He could. It wouldn't surprise me if we saw like 19.5 high, because he's run 19.5 on the circuit all throughout the year. Like he could. Okay, watch out for Andre. After going sub 10 at Silesia and also already going 19.8. Yes, Andre is going to be dangerous here. He's going to be dangerous. Only Noah can beat Kenny. I think Noah or Letsile. Those are the only 2 guys. But obviously Letsile. Well, Letsile beat him at the Olympics, and he beat him in Zurich after the Olympic Games in 2024. I think Letsile beat him in Zurich. Okay, so this is in reference to Melissa. So pay attention to what Dennis Mitchell has Melissa Jefferson Wooden focusing on right now. Yep. Kenny needs to stay focused on the 200. Yeah, I mean, I think he's doubling. He's focused on doubling. What if Kenny loses here? Does it put him out of contention for World Ultimates? No, I don't think so. I don't think it puts him out of contention. Just thinking back to 2020. So first of all, if Kenny is healthy, like he's not, like he's like I only think Noah and Letsile can beat him. Like I honestly only think that. And even just for context, like he ran 19.6 here. Like Kenny in the 200 is a different athlete, all things considered. Obviously he can still run fast in the 100, but like he's just different in terms of like how he competes. He has the speed to get around that curve, and he has the speed endurance. So it's, yeah. I mean, to win, I don't I mean, even to win at World Ultimates, I don't think so. I think he's still in that conversation. And add the layer on top that Noah. I'm gonna be honest. I still am unsure if Noah's doubling. I don't know if Noah's doubling at the World Ultimate Champs. So there's that. But I don't know. I don't know. You said Melissa has not peaked yet. This is what a lot of other countries fans say. Yeah, I remember everyone was like, oh, no. Last year, everyone was like, oh, she peaked that Grand Slam. She peaked that Grand Slam. She peaked that USA. She peaked at this. And then she went on to win the gold in personal best in both the 100 and the 200. But I don't know. Kenny, oh, yeah. So Kenny has a chance to win Ultimate if Noah's hamstring cramp is more than that. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I have no insight. I have no, I haven't heard anything. But, obviously, I have questions if Noah is doubling. But we'll see. If he's not, then Kenny has a shot. Even if he does double, though, well, Kenny is also doubling, so that cancels it out. But I don't know. Dambile versus Kenny is a good matchup. Yeah, I think this should be pretty good. Even though if Dambile pushes Kenny, that makes it very interesting. But it's hard for me to see that actually happening, especially with Kenny coming off that 100. He's different in the 200. 987 in the 100, and then now the 200 is just different. But if Dambile runs at 19.7, maybe. Okay, yeah, I know I see out the Silver Surfer comments, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Andre DeGrasse still in effect. Yep. Okay, so after the men's 200, just a few other events that are going down here in Zurich. Big shout out to we'll see the women's 800. Just a quick shout out here. Keely Hodgkinson, she did pull out, but you still have Georgia Hunter Bell. You're gonna see Femke Borders Bowl. We'll see Audrey Vero. Audrey and Femke are coming off the they're coming off the Lausanne Diamond League. So again, that was like a week prior to this prior to this this is Zurich. So, rested to a degree, but Georgia Hunter Bell is also probably in the mix because she's been having a good season. Obviously, she's been focusing in on the 15, but anything can happen in this field. Anything can happen. Lillian Odira is not in the field. Obviously, she didn't do as well in the last race, but overall good performance. In the men's 800, I think the men's 800 is here as well. Yes. This one, and I know someone said, is Brandon Miller qualified in the 800? I don't know if he's qualified. Oh, 800 is going to be a little more mixed. You have, actually, no, it's going to be good. You'll have Emmanuel Wenyoni. You have Wycliffe Kinyamal. Yeah, he's a veteran. He's like a veteran. He's been here for so long. Navaski Anderson, Jake Whiteman. You have Sajadi. So this is Atsui. Yeah, this is a good field. You have 12. This is a stacked field. This is a stacked field. I was like, whoa, I was surprised because this is not a Diamond League race, but this is a good field. Very good field. So, excuse me, shout out to this men's 800. I don't think Brandon Miller is actually qualified yet in the 800. He might be on the outside. Actually, no, he might be. He might be qualified. Let's see. Yeah, Brandon Miller is safe. He's fifth. Yeah. I'm like, he's run way too many times and won Diamond. Like, he's done too much this year. So, yeah, he's safe. He's safe. So, yeah, shout out to the men's 800 also at Zurich. Few others that are going to be here. Let's see, 200, 800, 100-meter hurdles back in the mix. We're going to see, I don't know why it keeps going to results, but entry list. There's going to be stacked. Akira Nugent, Danielle Williams, Nadine Visser, Tobi Amisan, Peter Skryzowska, Ditaji Kambunji, Alicia Johnson, Masai Russell. This is the first time that Tobi and Masai are racing in a long time. I think since one of the earlier Diamond Leagues. They haven't raced all year because Tobi went to Commonwealth Games and Masai obviously wasn't competing and stuff. So, but Masai just cooked in Poland. So, or Lausanne, right? Lausanne, my bad. So yeah, this will be another high quality field, and we'll see some of these women like Alicia Johnson, Tobi, Nadine Visser, Pia Skryzowska, Kira Nugent. They'll be at some of the smaller meets I spoke about earlier, but I think Masai Russell is the one to beat here. Oh yes, in relation to the women's 800. So I do want to remind folks, Georgia Hunter Bell ran 155 the front at UK Nationals for a champs record. It wouldn't surprise me if she shake things up and wins here. Vero will definitely be pushed to 154 possibly. Yeah, I generally do agree. Georgia Hunter Bell has been having an amazing season, right? Like an amazing season. And what she did at UK Champs was kind of crazy. So yeah, I think she can do some serious damage in that 800. So yeah, but yeah, I still think it's going to be tough. Still think it's going to be tough to take down Audrey and Femke. I still think it's going to be tough, but we'll see. This actually makes the race very exciting. 400-meter hurdles, men's. This is also a super stacked field. Like you have this, then you have the Diamond League final. My bad. This and then the Diamond League final. What do you call it? And then you have the World Ultimate Champs. Alison Dos Santos, he just has the number of Karsten Warholm, right? Like he's just like on another level as it relates to being able to take down Karsten Warholm, being able to really run fast times across the board. And I don't think that it's close, right? Warholm did very well at this last Diamond League, running 46.5, just behind Alison Dos Santos. But Dos Santos, he's run 46.4 on 2 occasions this year already. And he's trending upwards, in my opinion. So shout out to Dos Santos. This is becoming, even without Rai Benjamin's going to be at Ultimate Champs. He's going to be doing the double. But even without him in these individual races, I am excited, man. I'm excited for these 400 hurdles. Samba, Nathaniel Ezekiel, you have Lima has been making some serious strides. Shout out to Chris Robinson. This has been a good field. Good field. Oh yeah, Dos Santos can definitely run sub 44. He already ran, what did he run this year? He ran 44.2, like in April at the Tom Jones Memorial, right? Like, he definitely has. Yes, Lima has been getting faster and faster. Could he break sub 47 soon? His season's best has been phenomenal. That race in Poland, I was like, what? Like, I thought when I saw Lima do this 47.2, I was like, hold up. I want to see. It would not shock me if we, by the end of this year, Alison Dos Santos runs 45.9 or something. And then we see Warholm at like 46.2 or better, maybe even better. And then we see Lima and Nathaniel at 46 something. I would not be surprised. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be good. I really like the hurdles. And then obviously Rai Benjamin, I wouldn't be surprised if Rai Benjamin gets close. Well, he's doubling though, but he can get, 46.2 or better. Who knows? 400 hurdles, don't sleep on this event. Another victory for Dos Santos. As I said, yeah, Dos Santos could probably run 43. Okay, he ran 44.3. So, and then 44.6 in July. I'm not too concerned about that July race, middle of the season, but I don't know. I think the 44.3 is probably indicative of his true capabilities. Right? And right now, put it like this. If he was in that race, if Dos Santos ran the 400 in Poland, with Colin, who ran 43.5, Rai ran 43.8, I think that Dos Santos runs like 44 flat or something like that. If he was in that race in Poland. That's my opinion. I think he would have been close there. But he has the capabilities to run sub 44 at some point, right? Maybe he does it maybe at some point. I don't know. If Toby gets a good start, this is in reference to women's 100 hurdles. If Toby gets a good start, she can beat Masai. But if she didn't get a good start, it'll be difficult to run down Masai. I think it's difficult to run down Masai in any capacity. But Toby needs to work on that start. That's like a big thing. I think Masai has it figured out. Yeah, Masai is like, Masai's gonna win, bro. Come on. Yeah, she's like different. Masai's season looks like Coleman's races. Interesting. Well, I don't know. Getting slower towards the end. I don't know. I mean, she took 2 months off or something. So I don't know. Warholm's ability to run that fast in the 400 hurdles with significantly less foot speed that Dos Santos and Rai Benjamin have is crazy. It's crazy. Absolutely insane. But yeah, Karsten might need to run 44 seconds to beat Dos Santos because at this point it's getting wild. Like, Dos Santos has run 46.4 on 2 occasions looking comfortable. And he knows how to show up at championships. I don't know, man. He's on a different level. But Warholm is also on a different level. So I think they're both going to push each other. Yeah. Afro Santos, 44 flat. Yeah. All right. So with that, just a few other races to highlight here real quick. And I do want to highlight the World Ultimate Champs, just a wild card thing. Women's 100 meters, already spoke about that. 100-meter hurdles. Shout out to the men's long jump, high quality field across the board, all dependent on the what happened here? Okay, all dependent on the wind. You have Miltiades Tenteglou, he's going to be in the field. You'll have Holoden, who's been a decent, consistent guy across the board on the circuit. You'll have Sarah Boykov, you'll have Tajay Gale, Wayne Pinnock, Gerson Balde, right? Simone Ehammer, stack field across the board for the men's long jump. I'm actually, I don't know. The conditions are like mixed, but I want to see if anyone can like really challenge Tenteglou, right? Really challenge Tenteglou. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Oh, you said Warholm hasn't run 400 PB since 2018. What happened to him after the Olympic Games in 2024, right? He ran a couple 400s and he ran just not great. I don't know. He ran like 45 seconds, but yeah, he's probably deceptive. I think that Warholm, yes, he did split. He had a fast split on the mixed 4x4 out of the blocks, right? He ran like 44.5 out of the blocks or something like that. So yeah, he's Carson Warholm is good. He's probably like faster than we think. So yeah, but he did get cooked by Mondo in that 100-meter race. So I don't know, but it is what it is. All right. Yeah, long jump, 400 hurdles, good field. I am excited to see Dalila Muhammad back in the field here. And Anna Cockrell, Emma Zapletalova, Gianna Woodruff, you have Diallo, Rochelle Clayton. So good field across the board here. Yeah, that 100-meter was funny, and I was in Zurich for that head-to-head race. That was a crazy meet or situation, whatever. Like it was a crazy, like it was dope, but like it was funny. Like it was so funny. Mondo kind of cooked. He cooked, but it was funny. All right. But yes. Oh, my bad. Back to the just to the jumps. I'm honestly waiting for I'm waiting for ultimates for favorable conditions in the horizontal jumps. We're missing out on some great marks because cold weather or bad headwinds at these dime leagues recently, right? Like it's been so crazy. And the European champs with the headwinds, it was like, come on, man. Like, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing? Yeah, I really want we got to get some good, good conditions. I don't know. But yeah. All right. Oh, Emily Newman. Okay, this is her first time league in the 400 hurdles. Shout out to Emily Newman. Yeah, she's been having a great season, really great season. So big shout out to Emily Newman. I like this field. This is looking like the World Ultimate Championship fields, or this is looking World Ultimate Championship-esque. So we'll see. Save that question about the 200. I'll circle back to that afterwards. I just want to go through a few other races here, just to make sure I can cover this Zurich. Women's 200 doesn't have really. It's like the lower. Well, it's like kind of a B race, but I do think you have. So yeah, okay. So Tori Lewis, Jala Bestu, you have Jemima Joseph, you have Renee Regis, Mujinga Kumbunji. So mixed field. But shout out to all the women in this 200, and then just the men's 110 hurdles. This is actually a pretty good field if I'm remembering correctly. Let me see here. Decent field. Oh, yeah, it's not high quality. Everyone's going to be going to that meet in Italy. Trey Cunningham, Jason Joseph, Kwao Matthew. You have Martinez. You have Enrique Lopez. So, yeah, decent field. Not too mad at these this men's 110 hurdles field. Okay. And then just shout out to the women's high jump. This is where everyone is going to be at, as opposed to the other meets. But you'll have Olis Lagers, you have Patterson, you have Distant. This is pretty much every single person in this field. You have Topish, you'll have Levchenko, you have Mahuchik. Women's high jump, this is going to be the stacked field across the board. So shout out to the Zurich Diamond League. I just want to make a note here. I'll fix this later. Okay, shout out to the women to the Zurich Diamond League. Let me just get to some comments, and then I'll I just want to touch very quickly about the Ultimate Champs. Okay, yes, we need to give Rai his flowers, and his range is crazy. 19.9 in the 200, 43.8 in the 400, also 10.03 in the 100, obviously 46.1 in the 4 hurdles. One of the best all-around sprinters, athletes in history. I mean, it's kind of crazy. It is kind of crazy. So yeah, big shout out to Rai Benjamin. Like Rai Benjamin's crazy. He's crazy talented, right? Um, oh wait, I'll come back to Tebogo in a second. I got you. Yeah, they need to change the Diamond League rules when it comes to athletes. It was a topic on Athletics Weekly forums. Emily and a bunch of other athletes should get a chance to be in Diamond Leagues. It's the same athletes every meet. Yeah, it is. And honestly, the problem is like these Diamond Leagues are individual meets, right? Like as much as we want the Diamond Leagues to be like as much as we want the Diamond Leagues to be like, I don't know, like a true league series or something like that, at the end of the day, they're individual meets, and the meet directors have a lot of say, if not all say, on who actually gets into certain meets, right? So that's like the problem. The Brussels Diamond League final is different because that's a Diamond League final, but it's like that's the unfortunate situation. It's like individual meets that then are told, hey, do you want to be part of the Diamond League? So whoever you pick to race at your meet, you tack on points so that they can qualify for the final at the end. So, it's tricky. It's tricky. It is tricky. I would love to see more athletes in it though. Not gonna lie, yes, it's a late season 400 for Tebogo, but there is no 4x4. He didn't do the early season 400 work. It might be a 44.2 stinker. It might be 43.6. He might ease up at 30 meters out. And yeah, I saw you were catching up. Yeah, we kind of said that same thing, that he might just run. I think a lot of people, most of us kind of said 44 mid to low. I say like 44.1, 44.2. But he could run like, I think at best right now, he's like 43.8, 43.7-ish for Letsile in a 400. But we'll see. Are you going to be in Brussels or Budapest? No, I won't be in Brussels or Budapest. No traveling out to Europe for me. Next year in 2024, I'm kind of like mapping things out though. So stay tuned for things next year. We're going to see. But yeah, unfortunately not this year. Yeah, just things on my end didn't work out in terms of like just like changing situations, timelines, work, all kinds of stuff. Would want to see what Rai can do in 110 hurdles. I actually don't think Rai would be as great in the 110 hurdles as we think. He would need a lot of stuff. He would need a lot of training. Oh, 2027. Oh, my bad. Yes, 2027 next year. My bad. If I said something else. If I said 2026. You said, why are Kenny and Tebogo ducking each other in the 200 until World Ultimate Champs? I don't know. I have no idea. Kenny was supposed to run the 200 at the Prefontaine Classic, if I'm correct. No, he wasn't. Yes. I feel like Kenny was supposed to run the 200 at the Prefontaine Classic. It was Kenny, Letsile, and Gaukau, right? But he pulled out. Let me see. And obviously Gaukau pulled out of the 200 as well. But yeah, it was supposed to be Kenny, Letsile. Oh, I said 2024. My bad. I was thinking Olympic year. My bad. I don't know why I said that. But yeah, like Kenny, Letsile, and let me see, open in incognito. Okay. Kenny, Letsile, and Gaukau were supposed to run the 200 at the Prefontaine Classic, but then he moved over to the 100. So I don't know. I think Kenny wants to focus. Oh, my bad. I didn't put this on the screen. My bad. Kenny, Letsile, and Gaukau, they were supposed to run the 200 at Ultimate Champs. I'm sorry, at a Prefontaine Classic. Getting mixed up. But Kenny moved over into the 100, and then obviously Gaukau pulled out. We saw Tate Taylor and Letsile. So I don't know, but we'll see them at Ultimate Champs. I think both of them are going to be ready. It is what it is. I would like to see them on a circuit, but maybe I don't know what Kenny's doing at the Diamond League final. I don't know what Letsile is doing at the Diamond League final, but we'll see. We'll see. Oh, and you said Rai said he and his coach said he think he would run low 13 in the 110 hurdles. I saw that video. I think he would just need more time in training. Though granted, I think Rai, obviously, I just don't think Rai would be able to hop into the 110 hurdles right now, like tomorrow or something like that, and run like 13.0. And what is low 13, right? Because low 13 is essentially anything from like 13 flat all the way up to 13.3. And running 13.3, I mean, all things considered globally, like that's not great. And all due respect to some athletes, but you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's just different. It's different. But I think if you gave Rai like a year or two, he would be really good in the 110 hurdles. So yeah. I love it when athletes double, like Noah and Rye, and athletes that do track and field. Shout out to Cordell and Tara. Yeah, I actually really like the fact that Rye Benjamin is taking on this double. I really like that. Like, it's very, very. I like it. We don't get to see these doubles as frequently. World Athletics, with the schedules, are just not allowing 200, 400 doubles as as much as we would like at the World Champs or the Olympics. So I like to see doubles. So shout out to Rye Benjamin taking this double on. Oh, bro, I've seen Colleen and Rye like how many times this year? Yeah, what's crazy is they've raced 3 times this year, but there was a point where Rye wasn't even racing that much, right? Rye Benjamin just ran his 5th 400-meter race of the year in Poland. So it's crazy. Yeah, okay. So if I'm an A-tier athlete, why should I give up my spot and my chance of earning money so B-tier athletes get a chance? Yeah, I understand, like I understand why a top level athlete would not give up their spot, right? But I think we would just like to see some diversity. I guess it's mixed, right? In certain cases, right, like the women's 100 meters, we are excited to see Melissa, Julien, Sha'Carri, because there's different storylines there. In the 100, we see some, we've seen oblique, Christian Coleman, Kenny B, Ajay. We've seen that, a few times this year already. But like sometimes I guess if the fields are not what we're looking for, it does create an aspect of like, oh, man, this again. So I don't know. And like if athletes don't get an opportunity to be in the Diamond Leagues, then like when will they get that opportunity? Now it does kind of trickle up where you get athletes competing on the Continental Tour. That's how they earn their way onto the Diamond Leagues. But I can hear, certain people in terms of like, it being, repetitive, but I don't know. Let me see. Oh, when they do 1 or 2 events. I'm just gonna scroll down. Okay, Rice coach said he could do 13-2 with a few months of training. Yeah, I'm not mad at that. That actually probably makes sense. I could see that. Let's see. 110 hurdles are way different from the 400 hurdles. Please believe it. Yeah, Letsile said he would double at the Diamond League final earlier this season, but don't know if that sticks. Yeah, I mean, as the season progresses, like athletes change. I have no idea. 200 hurdles, Rye versus Grant. Yeah, I mean, whew. Let me see. Let's see. Oh yeah, A-tier athlete. Need more doubles in the sport, for sure. And the schedules to cater to it. Just give us the 400, 200 double, man. Ryan Sidney's running cadence doesn't scream explosive. They would be better in the 300 hurdles or 200 hurdles as alternative events. Yeah, that in general, I agree. Every time Noah runs 9.7 something goes wrong in the 200 after, wonder if he will ever break his 200 meter PB. Well, you said every time Noah runs 9.7 something. I mean, it's been 2 times, and yes, it has gone wrong. But like, I mean, I don't know. And then in Paris, it was like the whole COVID thing. I don't know. Oh yes, there's a good high jump on Saturday, Sunday too at the What Gravity Tour. Yeah, I was looking at that, and like Gianmarco Tambiri is in it. Saturday. I'm gonna pull this up on the screen real quick just to give a shout out. Let's see. Okay, because I want to give a shout out because you brought it up. So let's see. I'm pretty sure this is it, right? Let me see. No, is that not it? No, this is a javelin. Hold up, I got the wrong one. I don't know if I got. I don't think I got the right one. It's on. Let me see. On the 30th. Oh, maybe it's this. Or maybe it's this. I forget. I was looking at it like, oh yes, it's this. Okay, this is the meet that's happening this weekend on Saturday. And this is the big shout out to the high jump. So you're gonna see. Let's see, in the men's high jump, yes, some good high jumpers. So big shout out to the men's high jump. So this is the What Gravity Tour. Mutaz Essa Barshim has kind of put it together over the past couple of years. Romain Beckford, he's in the field. Kason O'Reilly, you have Matsuez. Apologies for that pronunciation. You have Naoto, you have Mutez, you have Barshim, right? Eric, you have Roman, you have Marco, you have Romain Beckford. Oh, Romain Beckford is twice. You have Jan, you have Wu, and you have Falk. So good high jump field going down. Big. Thanks for shouting that out. And then also in the women's high jump, this also is going to be good. So they'll be doubling back after the Diamond League in Zurich, right? Eleanor Patterson, right? Charity Huffnagel, Yaroslav Mahuchik, Lamar Diston. Yeah, so good field. I like this. Yeah, appreciate you shouting that out. That's a good call out because I was looking at it and I was like, oh, I don't know if people gonna be looking, but I be looking at everything. Yeah, I look at everything. Do you think Sydney gets the dub over Paulino in the 400 flat again? Paulino looks incredible now. I think it'll be interesting. Next year, I'm unsure because that'll be Sydney's first year back. And 2028, I would bet more on. I'd put it like this: if I was to make a bet right now, in 2027, I say Paulino beats Sydney. In 2028, I say Sydney beats Paulino, only because Sydney obviously has to just make her way back. So that's what I'd say. But yeah, Paulino looks crazy. Like she looks unstoppable. But Sydney is just so talented. And it's also a question on what Sydney does at the Olympics. I think they'll change the schedule for her to do the double, but I don't know. You said Nigerians been real quiet since Salija, not gonna lie. I mean, I don't know, man. Shout out to all the Nigerians, shout out to Ajayi, shout out to everybody. We don't see what happens. Ajayi's gonna be at Ultimate Champs, but he's had a long NCAA season. Look at me making excuses. If that's who you're talking about, I don't know. Different circumstances. Noah was sick in Paris. Noah was cramping up in New York in a tight schedule, 4 days. Yeah, I don't know if that 9-7 is a problem. I agree. I think it's I don't know. There's so many specific things that come into play. We need more doubles. In the men's side, only Letsile, Noah, and Kenny double at major championships between 100 and 200. Yeah. I mean, yeah, there's not a lot of guys who dip into the 200 as much. A lot of the 100 guys. And then some of those other 200 guys aren't good enough to go down to the 100. But Brian Lavelle, when he gets better, he'll probably be in the mix in the 100. He's run 982. So, okay. Oh, yes. So let me do this. Let me get to these invitations, actually. Let me talk about the invitations. I'm going to talk about the World Athletics invitations real quick. Noah has to make a decision one day to only run the 200 in a championship to PB or win that elusive 200-meter gold medal. Yeah, I mean, maybe. Unfortunately, he hasn't been able to win the Olympic gold. But yeah, we'll see. I would like if they can have sent an invite to Nia Ali, a legend in the 100-meter hurdles, if she was fit to compete. Yeah, I mean, but she hasn't done well this year. So it just doesn't make sense to send her an invite, unfortunately. Let me talk about the invites in a second. Colin and Paulino's consistency this year has been historical. Paulino has run the most sub 49s in one season this year, and Colin is currently tied for the most sub 44s in one season. Is it Michael Johnson in 1995? Who has the most sub 44s in one single season for the men? I'm assuming it's Michael Johnson in either 95 or 90, maybe 95 or 96. Cross-check me, but yeah. Do you have insight into Noah's current fitness? Is he in shape to double and be a favorite in both the 100 and the 200? I have zero insight, absolutely zero insight. So yeah, I have no idea. That's why I've been saying I suspect if he's still in the same condition, he might not double, but I have zero insight, right? And I don't want to make oh no, I know. No, I don't know. I have no info. Imagine how much more exciting Diamond League finals and the World Ultimates would be if Ogazi, Dejane Oakley, Cooper Lukenhouse, and Haj decide to finish out the summer. Maybe, but then also you have to factor in they may not do as well because it's they've had a long season, right? And Dejane Oakley at Commonwealth Games, Ogazi at Commonwealth Games, they didn't run as well. Deja Haj, she didn't run as fast. The weather at Commonwealth Games wasn't great, but I don't know. I'm not too. Obviously, yes, things would be more exciting, but I'm also I'm not too mad because I want to see them have long careers. Okay. Oh yes, I actually agree with this. I hope there's a jumpers league at some point. I would love to see a jump multi-meet. Same for the throws, like Krauser's league. 100% agree. I want to see a jumpers league. I want to see a sustainable jumpers league. Paulino will be 30-31 in 2028. I think Paulino has probably already seen her best years. Yeah, what's crazy is this is actually probably her best year. 2026 right now is probably Paulino's best year. Obviously, she hasn't run her personal best yet, but like she's run 48.4 in the middle of the season. Athletes are capable of like pushing their bodies to the limit, much older. Like Paulino is breaking the bounds of things. Now, granted, by 2028, it's going to be much tougher. But like, if she's still like, I don't know, man, Paulino is still in it and she's driven. So, okay. World Athletics making up rules, hold on. I'm gonna get to. Okay, let me do this last thing. Oh wait, yes. Let me just do this last thing. Let's see. I do have it. So let me just do this Ultimate Champs. Let's see. I'm just gonna bring this up real quick. So the exceptional invitations for the Ultimate Championships are. I'm of two opinions here. One, I can understand. I think this is good in general that they did invite Jakob and Josh Kerr, because it's like, yes, everyone does want to see that race, right? Sorry, everyone wants to see that race. It's going to be exciting, and it kind of be like, it kind of suck if it's just like on the technicalities, but like on the flip side, it is kind of like, yeah, breaking your rules, right? Like at that point, then what's the point of going through, of like all these athletes going through the system to actually be able to, try and qualify and do all these things, right? Like you might as well, it's essentially incentivizing certain athletes to be like, I'm going to take off the early part of the season. I know I'm going to be good enough to run really fast in the middle of the season, maybe 1 or 2 races, and then I'll probably get that invite, right? Like it really does incentivize things for the top of the top athletes, right? The best of the best, right? So hypothetically, if Noah Lyles, well, he's a defending champion, right? Any of these athletes who are in exceptional cases, but let's say Noah Lyles didn't have defending champion status from the Olympics or Worlds. If he was like, hey, I don't want to run throughout the season, but I'm going to pop up in the middle of June. Maybe I'll run USAs. I'll run 979. Maybe I'll run another race in Monaco. I'll run like 19.5. And then, I'll just go back. Of course, they're going to invite him in the 200 and the 100, right? Like, so I'm very split on this in the sense that, A, I do like the fact that we're getting a good race to watch, but I'm also like if we have rules, but they can, like, if we have rules and they aren't going to be like held up to, then what's the point, right? Like I say, just don't even put those rules in place. Excuse me. And on top of that, I guess I was just surprised that it was only 3 athletes, right? It was only Jakob, Josh, and Gianmarco Tamburi, right? Obviously, yes, the other Hungarian athletes, they get invited, but like, I don't know. I feel like they could have invited other athletes, right? Like they could have, extended some invites to other athletes and extended the field. I don't know. Like, why not? I don't know. I guess I'm just trying to think through it. I feel like they could have extended an invite to certain other athletes who might have been, decently good on the outside looking in. Maybe they did extend invites to certain athletes who didn't accept, but like, it does come off like kind of like, okay, like clearly you wanted this specific race to go down. And so, you're going to give some extra like, okay, Jakob, you just happen to be back in form. Not happen to, right? Obviously you had to work to get back in form. Josh Kerr, doesn't race frequently. It's also kind of funny. I was watching this interview with Seb Coe on this like British podcast or something like that. And he was talking about how he was kind of talking about like how he doesn't like when athletes don't race frequently. He likes to see athletes out there racing. Josh Kerr doesn't race frequently, right? He's very selective about his races. So it was kind of interesting. I don't know. It was kind of weird. But shout out to I guess shout out to these people. And again, like they changed their rules. What'd they say? 13. Where's the thing at? Yes, okay. So they said it here. My bad. I wanted to make sure I could see it. So This decision was made through careful deliberation by the steering board of the Ultimate Championships. While exceptional invitations are otherwise capped at 1 per discipline for the inaugural edition of the championship, the board determined this race could not in good faith be considered a full lineup of the greatest athletes on the planet without the inclusion of both Kerr and Ingebrigtsen. I mean, yeah. And I think this is all it comes down to, right? It's all about entertainment. That's why I'm not really I'm not really mad at this to a degree. I am kind of like disappointed that I'm disappointed at the field event situation, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I wish I didn't say I don't know, but it's so weird. It's just so weird. I'd be more okay if they didn't have those rules and they said, okay, we're actually going to invite Josh Kerr and Jakob Ingebrigtsen. But they had like an explicit rule, not only like explicit rules about like qualifying, but they also carved out this explicit rule about we get to choose 1 extra athlete. But then they went over that rule as well. It's like, it's so weird. It's so weird. But I'm going to be honest, like just in general, across the board, I actually do like these Ultimate Championships. Obviously, I made that quick video just like going through some things when they announced some certain rule changes. In general, I do like the Ultimate Championships, especially the amount of money that the athletes are getting. I do have questions about like long term, is that going to continue? I would like to see it every 4 years. I still am a little conflicted on it after the Olympics, only because I feel like the Ultimate Champs might get drowned out and won't have as much prestige, because the Olympics is always going to be the top thing. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah, I don't know. Okay. I'm gonna head out. My bad, I can't get to some of the comments, but I appreciate y'all. I'm probably actually gonna go live again on Thursday after the Zurich Diamond League, depending on like how that goes down. And if I have time, because that's like in the middle of the week. But yeah, my bad. Couldn't get to some comments, but appreciate y'all. Always truly appreciate y'all. And yeah, we're gonna see. Yes, they're adding both of them to the 1500, and yes, entertainment over featuring the best collective. It's crazy. Good old World Athletics with the weirdo decisions. Ugh. I don't know, man. Again, I actually like the Ultimate Champs, but obviously I think it's okay to have like our gripes because it's like these decisions are weird, but it is what it is. All right. Truly appreciate y'all. And yes, we'll be back again probably Thursday. But if not, definitely on Tuesday. But have a good rest of the day, y'all.